What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2. I'm still playing around a little with Petrify. It seems like it's a decent combo, even after the nerf. However, it's just a matter of the application and how you're getting it applied. Now, one of my favorite setups so far has definitely been proton beams with earth damage, and then poison dart towers. Pretty simple, straightforward, to the point. This plus whatever else in a lane is really getting the job done for me so far. So I've been pretty pleased with the outcome I've had on that. So let's go ahead and give this map a run. We're on floor 182, Siphon Site D here. Let's get a poison dart tower right up in front, and then we will get a proton right up in front as well. Now, as you see, that is only 120 DU. We all know this map, you've got 200 DU per lane, so I've got 80 more DU to spend. And, you know, with no cyborgs in this lane, it seems to only make sense to just go with something like that. So we've got some big crowd control in the lane through Petrify, through the slow of the proton beam, and then additionally a chance to stun with that freeze. And the whole time they'll be sitting inside of that flame aura and lightning strike aura, and still giving myself a little room to spare on some of these other lanes. Now here we got Omega Squad Iota, so we've got a bunch of frost mobs, we've got cyborgs, and they've got Longshot. Now enemies are also enraged, meaning that we're going to want to kill them as quickly as possible, as the longer they stay alive, the tougher they get. So this lane, I think we will jack up just a little bit by going something like this. Now we're going to go with the usual proton beam setup. And then I am going to buff it all with a lightning strike aura. It's debatable with this particular setup. I think a sand trap may actually be a little bit better, as it is going to just stack on top with even more crowd control, which is kind of nice. Now with this setup with the long shot, we're going to be relying on the PDT here to do the majority of the work. So what else could we put in to make the rest of this build a little bit better? Well, we do have all those frost mobs. Not a whole lot of mobs overall though. I think we're going to try out just putting in a second poison dart tower, just to take a little bit more advantage of that long shot and get a little bit more damage going right up front. Now up top here we've got winners here. Maximum effort, enemies have more health but get weaker with each unique source of damage that hits. So I'm just going to stack up a bunch of damage up here. Of course, going with the usual setup for the flyer killing, which is spawn camp in this lane, and then that kills the flyers down below. And what else do we want to add in? We got all frost mobs, so it only kind of makes sense just to go ahead and go with some anti-frost defenses as well, and I'm using these anti-frost, anti-orc fishers. Let's see, let's put one right there. We'll put another one right there. Now, one problem we've got in this lane is we've got no crowd control. Now, frost mobs, of course, are not going to be slowed, so there's no point in putting like a boost aura or a frostbite or anything up here. Of course, I could throw in a weapon manufacturer with stun, and I think what I'm going to do is, you know what, I think I'm going to poison them anyway and see if we can't get some petrifies in the mix. So let's go ahead and throw, where can we put it here? Let's just slap it right there. Let's go ahead and throw a poison dart tower in, and then we'll sneak a proton beam up in here somewhere. How do we want it? Just to get that earth damage going. I think that's pretty good. The mobs are going to be getting hit with the poison and petrified, you know, well in all of those auras. And that actually leaves me 230 left, so lots of DU left. We got Omega Squad Alpha, so we do have some hex throwers down here. We all know hex throwers like to get a little uppity, so let's just go ahead and protect up this core. Something like that should get the job done. Yeah, I'm thinking so. And then what do we want to do down below? Omega Squad Alpha, we've got lots of options. I do think I'm going to go back to that wonderful combo with the proton beams and some poison dart towers, though. I just really like PDTs. They still got, it seems like they've still got some issues with them. However, it's just a great defense. Absolutely love them. Love them, love them. Let's see, we'll put this one pretty close together. And then with 60 left, I think we'll go with a Lightning Strike Aura here. And you know what, let's just put one right here. And that will give us a little last resort coverage, plus it's going to buff up these poison dart towers. And I think, you know what, I'm going to get my Shockbot EV2 out. This has been one of my favorite hero damage petrifies. This is, of course, that poison Shockbot build, and just been loving it. How are we doing with this Frost Lane up top? Is that enough? Yeah, it looks like it is. Everything's getting wrecked. We're getting some Petrifies in there. They're all stuck up in Frost Lanes, of course. Looks like it will be just fine. Just going to keep DPS in this lane, as I do think this lane could be potentially... Uh-oh. A little freeze up there. I've been getting that quite often lately. Alright, I think that should be good for now. Let's take a look over here. Now here we got the Petrify just in work. We see the lane is just getting shut down. We got the Cyborg trap going on, where the Cyborgs are just standing there smashing away at those proton beams that have tenacity on them to no avail. And the whole time the PDTs can just wallop them. Took a little damage there. I'm not sure... That may have been from a Hex Thrower, I am assuming. Anyway, this lane was obviously taking a lot of pressure. Let's just go ahead and throw some upgrades in around here. And this, of course, is going to also kind of buff up my flyer lane down below. 600 left. Throw a couple of PDTs in there. How did we do up here? Everything's looking good. Let's just get a round ups on everything. Why not? That leaves me 340 left. I do think I want to beef this lane up just a little bit more. Let's get these anti-frost fissures really working overtime. And then, you know what, we'll throw one on that Flamar as well. Now let's take a peek at it now. After for some upgrades. The upgrades should go a long way there. These Frost Orcs are making the push through, but they are getting petrified at the end of that push, so GG there. Still just really pushing in. Looking good. We've just got a straight up roadblock here, of course. And then looking pretty good up there in that lane as well. It's really all about this Winter's Here lane. Of course, with Frost Orcs, there's two ways to counter the Frost Orc. You can outrange them, or you can outrate them. So if you stack above your rate cap on the defense that you're using to kill them, you can reduce that freeze effect that's on them. And that, of course, makes it quite easy. I actually prefer to outrange them. Now, you know, obviously the higher up you push an onslaught, the outranging them will become less and less of a factor, really. Let's see. Let's just keep jacking this stuff up and let's make sure these Frost Orcs are just dying here. Well, now what do we have for a boss here? We've got a Bastille Master down below. That'll be lovely. Gonna try to make sure that girl gets smacked down right away. We're actually doing really good there. I think I'm gonna leave this lane alone now. Let's take a peek at some of these other lanes. Doing really well here as well. And then it seems like nothing is really making it out of spawn very far here. Let's check it out. Now, of course, they're running a little slow as well. And then we're looking good here as well. And here comes the Bastille Master. Let's see how this is going to run now. I'm going to go ahead and try to get her wrecked up. Oh, nice. We ended up getting her in 1 Petrify. That is pretty darn good. And it's actually looking really, really good here. So let's go ahead and jump on forward to Wave 5. And we'll get this floor closed out. And Wave 5 is here. Wave 4 actually went pretty smooth. I did get a little bit of a Frost Orc push out of this lane. And it looks like we're going to have the same thing this wave. 38 Frost Orcs rolling out. Plus we got the Captain over here. So definitely going to want to pay attention to this lane this time around. I did jack everything up here. Everything is full up now to tier 5. So that lane has been kind of just a face roll. Let's go ahead and throw a few upgrades in here. And you know what? We'll hit those PDTs too. Why not? Of course, it wouldn't be a run without a trip to the pool. You gotta inspect the lower pool area quite frequently. And let's see about right here. Alright, I think we're good. Let's check it out. I'm just gonna kind of manhandle these Frost Orcs just a touch. Just get them wrecked up. $38 of them, you know. 38 Frost Orcs is going to suck at any stage of the game. Alright, we got a Yeti up top. Is the Yeti getting wrecked? I do hope so. It looks like the Yeti got annihilated. And here comes the Captain. He's going to be just in time for a kitty cat petrify. 2 seconds. There we go. And the Captain is now a face roll. And then just a Slakelion left, which the Slakelion died instantly over there practically. 60 mobs left. Got the assassins rolling in. Proton beams are just so good at dealing with those assassins. There's no doubt about it. Did get a little damage on that PDT this time. Well, we pretty much just bruised right on through that one. So that was a look at Proton Beam PDT Petrifies on floor 182, Siphon Site D. So thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to click that like button and please subscribe. And I will be back soon with more Dungeon Defenders 2. We'll see you then.